Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Outer Worlds. To recap where we left off last time, we have finally turned in a ton of side quests, some relating to Edgewater and some for the Botanical Gardens. We've completed, as you can see here, a lot of things right over here. So all that's left before we have to make our big decision of whether to side with, Edgewater, the corporate town that's like working people to death, an establishment, or kind of like a makeshift community in the woods, that's kind of like thriving. And I've spent some time thinking about it, and I think I might be edging, but like leaning towards maybe possibly trying to convince Adelaide to bring her workers back. I know that's what Reed said, but like I'm thinking of it like this: like Edgewater is a permanent establishment, which there's like a town shop, there's a bar, they have like guards, actual guards there to defend people. The community that Adelaide has is thriving, but it only has like Grace, this one, officer kind of patrolling their town. So it's like, it's not the best thing to do, but hopefully they can come back and like work towards, building a better town. And whether that involves changing some things within Edgewater, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's where I'm leaning towards right now. So without further ado, let's dive right back in. I think the only two things left is to find the last engineer holopad for Thomas, which is a friend of Parvati, and he's in the Botanical Gardens. So I think we're gonna check on that, see where we can find that. So, region. Where is that pointing to? Objective. I think we have to get out of this area first. Oh wait, no, it's in the cannery. Really? Okay. Oh wow, it's upstairs. Do we have to take it from like Reed Thompson? Oh, I hope I didn't just shoot it. Hello, was it really just down there?
Heard you've been taking down marauders.
Yes, sir. Why not just say hi to Reed?
If you could see your way to getting us our power back, I'd appreciate it.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
What makes you think I can convince those deserters to come back?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Sometimes people move on. It's the way of things. Don't blame yourself. Ugh, let's not... I mean, he's admitting that he's wrong. Like, that's good. We need honesty. This is an ugly place to live. Of course people are going to walk away.
Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us see that. And I cannot force that vision upon them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
Perception. You and Adelaide have a personal history? It seems that way.
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday.
Citrus flavored?
Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
Ugh. Let me ask you something else.
Go ahead.
Have you taken a look around your town lately?
It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
Your town is falling to pieces, kind sir.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
Doesn't make it any less true.
I expect you wouldn't understand. You don't see the town as I do. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice
Spacer's
family.
Choice
We are
family.
all doing what we were brought into this world to do.
But at what cost, really? I should go. Alright, so the book is somewhere down there. Hello.
Where are we headed?
Trying to find this book. Okay, so it's not on this floor, but it's literally one floor up. I guess it's just like on a shelf in this office. Is this like Reed's office? Someone's office. Didn't mark it as stolen.
Easy.
No one's watching us, huh?
Got it. Inside voices.
Yes. Retrofitted heavy power armor. Let's look at our inventory. We're pretty good. You know, we just upgraded our how much we can carry, so that's good. Oh, this trooper was right here. This is junk. Alrighty, Thomas Kemp. So before we head on back, we'll also pick up the illustrated manual. Collector's Domicile. I'm guessing the collector lived in an area that probably was overrun by marauders. Cause I've been like kind of crisscrossing this area so far. Haven't really come across an area that looks like it belongs to like a collector. Let's see. He's over here. He's near the Emerald Vale Community Center. Okay, so it's in this general area, which is pretty much, I want to say, like controlled by marauders. I mean, last time I came here, I had to like blast my way through.
Huh?
We're still here. Oh no.
Cut him off.
As I said, the marauders are everywhere. Funny though, I thought I had like wiped them out. I guess they like come back every now and then. You know, just like an open world, you know, you can't permanently clean out an area. But I like this gun. Not super strong, but it's definitely fun to use. Alrighty. Where am I headed? Over yonder. And this looks kind of like the hull of our own ship. Is this a ship? Or something else? But there's something inside. And I want it. Can I get in? There we go. Mag pick, yes. Weapon, armor, Mr. Ouch, Silver Tongue. Increases your dialogue and leadership skills. Silver Tongue kit. What do you... Armor mod. Okay. So if we look at our inventory... Oh, I guess we have to like go to like a workbench and tinker with stuff, but we could like affix it to one of our outfits. So, right.
I'm ready for this. Nice one. Gotta hurt.
Don't hurt my best girl. Coward, yes. Is that everyone? Maybe. What does this helmet do? It's just 9 armor. I feel like I don't even really need to like take weapons to sell them, because like I'm just getting so many bits on my own just from like raiding people, you know, opening up containers and, you know, accepting quests. So it's like I feel like I'm really good on money. Unless I get to like a part of the game where I'm like making a really steep purchase or something. But for now I think I'm doing okay. Ooh. Mag pick. I have to spend one to get another one. Great. Alright, so this area I had not explored, but obviously it's being controlled by the raiders, marauders, thugs. It's just behind this counter. From J. Bartel. Clement, I find I must disagree with your theories about the Earth's Directorate's place in the colonial system. Sadly, as much as I appreciate the board and the new frontiers they've opened for us, I believe Halcyon and all of the other colonies on the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Do you think the corporations would accept the mandated inclusion of an Earth Minister if they had a choice in the matter? And a response from C. Eldridge. Subject, Spirit of Adventure, to Bartel. Jefferson, of course I'd never dispute that Earth is the heart of the whole colonial system, but the real adventure and independent spirit upon which humankind truly thrives is to be found out here among the furthest colonies. I still think you're wrong about the history, though. The discovery of the skip drive was not what gave the Earth Directorate power over the corporations. The high costs of the Great War left them in a weakened state, and the skip drive was simply the extra leverage the Directorate needed to return the power. Clement. So, getting some backstory about this universe. Apparently there was a Great War. Something called the skip drive. I'm assuming that the skip drive is like what allows for like, you know, like long distance travel among the stars. Standard. I guess I'll take that. Ooh, another mag. Oh, whoa, this is awesome. Thank you. Collector's letter. I just got the letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater Cannery, effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community center, selling rare memorabilia. But scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want those books moldering in some contraband locker. So I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. Over in a cave by the river. Okay. And cave entrance. Nice, it's been marked for us. Really? Huh. Usually there's like something like hidden around the corner. Bit, toss ball card, Aldo Vicente. Yeah, it's just junk, I guess. Ouch. So we have plasma cutter. Ooh, this looks like a really cool weapon, so I'll hold on to that. Light machine gun. this is our only one, so we'll hold on to that. Plasma rifle. Let's just like not be like a total negative Nancy and like alienate melee weapons altogether. I'll just put this on. Hunting rifle sounds like a good like long distance. The grenade launcher. I'll put assault rifle, and then I'll put definitely a heavy weapon. I like the light machine gun. So this is our assault rifle, our hunting rifle, and then our machine gun. Oh, look at this. This is lock. And then... Oh boy. That's pretty strong. But they come in combo slings of 3. This is stealth skills, heavy weapon skills, tech skills, heavy weapon, minus stealth, sneak +7, sneak, tech, heavy weapons, stealth. Stealth and sneak. I guess they're different. Come back here. Come back here.
We made it.
Nice. Okay, yeah, so they, you know, there's like a combo of 3 swings, and then I don't know if there's like a heavy swing, but if I'm interested in that, I can always like look at the codex or whatever.
Here we go. Don't mess with us.
Yeah. Okay, I think I hear some creatures nearby. And this is just like what, a Spacer's Choice pod? What is this? It's like a train car? Can I go in? No, guess not. Oh, what is this? I don't think I've ever seen like a ship above us before. That's cool. And a little drone. Hello? Anyone home? Is that a mine? Yeah, it's a purple mine. Guess it does like a different damage type. Ooh.
You're fast.
Journal of M. Bakonu, Adreno armor bits. Ooh, 2 lovely mag picks just for me, thank you. Adreno necklace. Zero G brew. What does Zero G brew even do? Okay, it should be the very last thing, right? Pre-sliced bread. I mean, I'm trying to like sort it in a way where it's by name, you know. So shouldn't Zero G brew be at the bottom? Oh, here it is. Okay. So alcohol personality attributes +1, but minus charm, perception, and dexterity. So personality attributes, like, what does that even mean? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this game that I'm just not really sure what everything means. Oh, hello.
You got him.
Oh boy. No rocks. So we have these things completed. I guess we should just head on back to the geothermal power plant. Wait, no, that's not where I needed to go. I needed to go back. You cannot fast travel while near hostiles. Am I near hostiles? Did the robots come back? To think that there's like still these guys just walking around. There we go. It was just one guy. So let's get these quests done with, and then we'll make our big choice. First thing we need to talk to is Thomas.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Yes, sir.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
I think the last one. The elusive... Well, I actually have two of them. Part 2, found in the
Ain't
cannery.
that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Okay, hold on, I've got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
The elusive Part 3, someone stashed it away in the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should
Deserters
fit
are
right
now
into your outfit.
repairing. Electro-charged surface. I should go. Alright, well, I think we've done all we can for this area. But I really want to like talk to Adelaide real quick before we make our big decision and just like let her know. Like, hey. Or maybe she'll like say something to us.
Anything else I can do for you?
When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here. This might sound strange, but I don't know where I am.
I am getting old, you know. These 2 lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
Oh, that sounds kind of like ominous. And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the woman that saves the veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the veil?
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all of this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Reed's making an offer in good faith. You should consider it.
If you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to.
You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
Maybe Adelaide could like work with Reed. Maybe like they share control over Edgewater together, because obviously like they have like they're like the seniors of the place. You know, they sound like they've been there a pretty long time. You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
That sounds disgusting, but okay. Perception, there's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I'm guessing Reed has his own side of that story.
I could not possibly care less if he does, but you're surely welcome to ask him.
Alrighty. I was hoping that she would say, like, you know what, you are a friend of us, because, like, you've been doing, so many, like, you've been doing, like, good things for our people. You brought back, a deserter from our community. You've given, like, one of our locals, like, educational materials, gold teeth. Wait, Eugene's gold teeth were here? Next to a bloody saw. No, does that mean that Adelaide was stealing the bodies out of Edgewater? Well, she might be using the dead bodies as fertilizer, and that's a bit gruesome. But, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of blood here. I mean, she sounds like a nice person, but then you see something like this. Holy crap. I wonder if there's, like, anything else, like, lying around here that we could, like, find. She's looking at us. Okay. And the gold teeth wasn't, like, marked as, like, red, something that we could steal, so I guess it's, like, meant to be found. This almost looks like a sheet covering a body. Alrighty. I think, because, like, if I ever come back to this area, I feel like Edgewater will be a place that you can actually return to and, like, pick up more quests than this area. And if we do convince people to go back and they start working again, that means that the people back in town don't have to suffer from being overworked as much. And yes, it's not great work, but I mean, maybe we can convince Reed and Adelaide to, like, talk it out, and I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I feel like the right choice at first, at first glance, it's like probably the easy thing to be like, you know what, down with Edgewater. Let's support, Adelaide and her folks. But when you, like, look more into it, it's just like, well, like, Edgewater has, like, the resources to thrive. They just need more people. And if Adelaide can come back to Edgewater and, like, take her gardening skills back with her, like, there's a lot of dead bodies there in the cemetery that she could use as fertilizer. I mean, the game made it a point that they're, like, always burying people, so like, maybe they can shift their industrial, like, focus not so much on Saltuna, but on growing, like, organic food. And that stuff doesn't grow out here in the outer colonies, right? So surely that would come in, like, high demand. All right, that's Jeremy. We don't want to shoot Jeremy. Master control. It's down this way.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Do you have anything to say?
Something you need?
I was hoping that she would, like, give me, like, her thoughts. I don't know what Parvati would support, honestly.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, now it comes.
Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Of course. This is such a... who the fuck would say this? I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Oh my god, I love Parvati so much. Like, I am definitely... I have the Thomas effect. I'm just like... Not only is she like really... really like sweet and peppy. You know, she's got like a real like kindred spirit to her, and I just love it. So, redirect power. Are you sure you want to continue? Redirect power to Edgewater. Or redirect power to Botanical Laboratory. Alright guys, this is the big choice. I think it's easier to convince people from Botanical Laboratory to move to Edgewater than it is for Edgewater to the lab. I mean, Adelaide did like welcome us, a complete stranger, into her camp, but I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, she said something about like, if Edgewater were to shut down and people were to desert in droves, she would only take in people that she deemed fit to like support her community. And so while she has like a parameter of who she would let back in, I don't think Reed has like any kind of like preference. Like, he's willing to take it back everyone, even Adelaide, someone that he has come to great odds with. So I feel like we've done all we can for Adelaide's people. We've gained their trust a little bit, and maybe that will help us convince her to move back to Edgewater. So I'm going to redirect power to Edgewater. Alright, exit. Comes now the power.
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they don't care much for me.
I think we made the right choice. Deserter's reputation decreased, obviously. So the next thing... What was that? You should be able to salvage their power regulator now. Now that the power is off, you should have an easier time convincing the deserters to move back. Oh, okay. So the game is like actually encouraging me to do that. Well, here we go. I cannot fast travel inside. And if they move back, that means I can like pillage the empty botanical lab. That's like a shitty thing to say, but hey, if you're not using it anymore, I will gladly pick some of your mock apples. Alright, looks like they're having a talk about the fate of their town. Everyone's here.
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Oh, you're gonna talk about that?
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with?
Ooh, about that. Yeah, I'll be back. Don't worry. Just gonna talk to your boss man. Boss lady.
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
Uh-huh, you did nothing about that. Oh, Adelaide. Where are you? Oh, God. Where is she? Is she not here? Sealed. Did I miss her and she's like actually out here? Oh wait. She's probably gonna be here because she knows we're coming for the peace. Yep.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit.
Jesus.
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility.
Well, I've done quests for Grace and Thomas.
Tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Okay, then. You're being unreasonable. Come back to Edgewater.
As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you. I hope that doesn't mean that I'm gonna kill him.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't going to just leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth.
Well, I think I kind
The
of...
secret is
Yep.
human corpses.
Yep.
I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
You think that'll convince Reed to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
Well, that's good, because there's a lot of bodies. At Edgewater. Got my regulator. Okay, so Thomas.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
It's not, it's mine. You won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox.
Yeah.
It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Stay put. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
You know where to find me.
Okay. Don't leave Adelaide behind. So let's talk to Grace.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
There's nothing left for you here. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back.
He will.
Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Don't do anything hasty. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
Okay, so if we can... First, we gotta talk to Reed.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Well, I did just tell... Oh. The snakes come back. I promise. You won't be calling me that. Okay. Here we go. Edgewater. I promise, Adelaide, I'm going to make this right. And to think that this is just like the first part of the game, you know? Like, things are only going to get more complicated and morally gray and whatnot. So there he is, Reed Thompson, all the way up there. You know, if we shut down this place, like, this is like a huge area that just out of commission. And I would rather lose, you know, the botanical laboratory than this area.
Where are we headed?
To your old boss. Alright, Mr. Reed.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
Not the right question. I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back so long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
It's not good enough. You let Adelaide's son die.
Her son got sick with plague a couple years back. Company never gave us enough medication to treat the whole town. So I had to choose, you see. Adelaide's child, or someone else's. She's never forgiven me. I don't expect she ever will.
You've done enough. Maybe it's time to step down.
I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Attack? Well, I tried. Adelaide made it clear she won't return unless you leave. I think I already said this.
Unless you can demonstrate to me that we are helpless without her, I see no reason why I should stand down.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You'll excuse me for being skeptical? How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Do we lie about this? She's been using... I want to say this, because, like, he knows there are a lot of bodies. But, like, will that throw us off?
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's...
Okay.
Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance.
Yes.
What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration.
Of course he's thinking about it that way.
I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
This town needs Adelaide. She won't come back so long as you're here. I'm repeating myself, old man.
So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom.
This town could use all the help it can get.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
This can't be easy for you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Take care. You know, he's honest at the end of the day. This guy is an incredibly flawed leader, but like, or I shouldn't even say leader. He's a human being, and like at least he's honest. And through the power of, persuasion, he was able to really understand the weight of his past actions, and I got him to step down. And I wish him the best. I hope that he doesn't die, but like, if Adelaide's people can survive out in the wild, I feel like he can too. It's a big world out there. But I'm glad that we got this thing settled. So before we head over back to Adelaide, I want to turn this quest in to Vicar Max, so then we're done with this area.
It's a fine new day in Edgewater. The cannery hums, streetlights and faces glow. I suppose this means the two of you were able to sort out the matter?
I just did it so I could get the hell out of this dump. Jeez. It seemed like the better choice.
The greater good can be difficult to determine. None of us can know the effects of our decision in a year, or 10, or 100. Take comfort in the fact that your choices are always, ultimately, in line with the grand plan.
I've got your book.
Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You didn't want that book to keep others from reading it, you just wanted it for yourself.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good.
Uh-huh.
I've spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
Just find a translator, dude. It's not the end of the world. Why did you think the book held the secrets you were looking for?
Bakonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist School of Thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
A vicar searching for a banned book sets a bad example, doesn't it?
The story of my life. Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's how I ended up assigned prison duty, where I was fool enough to let an inmate bend my ear with stories of an original Bokonu journal.
Oh no. At least you still have your mission work here to give your life a meaningful purpose, which he's probably going to be like, "Ugh, no, take me away."
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches.
Oh, there we go.
Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
Could be a beneficial arrangement. You need a ride out of town? I wouldn't mind a ship hand.
Certainly. I already gave you most of my money, but I can offer you free spiritual counseling, and I'd be happy to watch your back.
Free spiritual counseling?
I'm pretty handy with a tossball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though.
Okay, so it sounds like...
I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Oh, okay. That's all part of your vicar training?
Well, understanding computers is, though I admit I took it further than most. And I was quite the 32nd back during my penitentiary term. Left many an opponent bleeding in the prison yard.
Jeez, okay. Sounds good, let's go.
Fantastic. I promise you won't regret this.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Ms. Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. It is my esteemed pleasure to serve as your crew vicar, Captain.
Okay, so Parvati is kind of like our engineer. He's kind of like a tech-savvy slash, like, spiritual guru. That's really interesting. But Vicar Max, oh god, he's following us now. So we have 2 people? Okay. We have all of these, not a single botched quest yet. That's great. Return to Adelaide. Because Reed has been removed. Oh, he's got his own weapon. Oh, and he's got a perk. Plus 10 hack. Yeah. Let's do that. Yes, apply. Journal. Let's get rid of these annoying quest dependencies. La 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 la. Let's read everything. I think. Oh, right, we're good. Okay, so map. Can we travel from here? Yes, we can. I can't grab it. Chicken. Don't shoot the chicken. Alright. It's time to go back and face Adelaide.
Look at that.
The snakes come back. I bring good news. I talked Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Adelaide's watch. Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care. Level 7. Hey, hey. Skills. Hack, restricted. I need to get to 40. I'm 4 away. Haha! There we go. Competent. And then medical. We're kind of falling behind on this. Determination. Inhaler heals you and your companions, but they get 30% of the healing effect. Oh, that's pretty good. I guess I'll do that for now. No perks. So, you have found a power regulator. Return to your ship. The Unreliable. So, let's quickly say goodbye.
Adelaide's okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
You can go back.
Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town.
He's not there anymore.
Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family. If she's going back, so are we.
Alrighty. Just want to make sure you guys are going.
Never liked Reed much. Can't say I'm sorry he's gone.
Alright, you know that too. Here we go, guys. Going back to the Unreliable. We are done with Phase 1 of the Outer Worlds. It only took us 5 episodes? I wonder if those, like, troopers are still here writing me up a ticket.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model?
Oh my god.
Gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking beat.
I just want to replay, like, that initial sentence, 2 sentences. She is, oh my stars, she is so handsome. Like, what's her drive? Oh, I love her. I can understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours.
Yes! I mean,
I
thanks.
love her so much.
You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
Oh my god, I got a captain. I love her. Oh, Max is here as well. I don't care much about him, but hey, here we go, guys. Welcome to your new home. Make yourself comfortable. I'm gonna, like, break into my own ship.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
All for a light assault rifle. Okay. Wow. Alrighty.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Okie dokie. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders. And we have a bench here. Very nice. Is this my bed? Is this like a coffin? Are there vampires? Am I a vampire? Is the original Captain Holcomb? Not Holcomb. Is the original captain of this ship vampire? Holcomb is Parvati's last name. His was like Captain Alex Hawthorne, yes. Out of the way. Gotta talk to Ada.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. We did it! We're leaving the Emerald Vale. I'm sure we'll come back for like some other like small missions, maybe. You know, maybe we can like come back and, you know, visit Parvati's father. That is, if Adelaide doesn't dig up his body and use it for fertilizer. Good. I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine.
Permanent?
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Okay, so Stellar Bay is where we are ultimately going, but we're gonna go to like the Groundbreaker first. Slow down. You're asking me to get involved with the black market?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
I already know the answer to this question. Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience.
Oh, okay.
Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly.
Alrighty, fine. I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Which will now be my room. Holographic Shroud. You want to explain what it is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another.
Oh,
It has
okay.
limits. First-generation technology, you see. But promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely.
Okay.
Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Okay, so we can definitely use this for like snaking and stealth. Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise?
I don't know.
The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Okay, well, how the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
Okay, I'll put it to good use. Thank you.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Alrighty, let's go back to the captain's quarters to check out my new room. Holographic shroud is over here, but I want to see Sam. What is Sam? There's no reason from the automechanical suit. A serial number etched into its chassis includes the letters SAM. Leave the automechanical alone. This is probably something that we're going to unlock later on. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms. So we could probably have up to like 5 crew members. But this one is empty. This one is empty as well. Looks rather comfy. This bathroom. Take everything. Let's see, this is also empty. Max is set up in here. His books. You're just gonna... Okay, I'll take that for you.
I could spend hours reflecting on the secret workings of the universe. Little else in this colony offers such a relaxing pastime. So, tell me what's on your mind. I excel at confessional listening.
Vicar, you're out of my crew. I want you off this ship. Jeez. Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Baconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
That sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker.
Okay.
It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it that a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
How will a crew manifest help you track down your scholar friend? Well, it tells us where he's going. Sounds good. Let's go. Does that mean we're going now?
Thank you, Captain.
Okay, maybe not now. This is definitely Parvati's room. This is not a Petunia. Petunia the plant. Abigail. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since. Aww. You know, if she's not here, I wonder where she is. She's not up on this upper floor. Is she... Probably not in my room. Probably like downstairs. Okay, not here. Edgewater landing pad. No. Ah, there she is. Okay, let us repair some of our shit. We can tinker with some stuff. So this is melee weapon. Tech. Dialogue. Ooh, dialogue skills. That's really important. Armor. Oh, that's what tinker means. But if we wanted to modify something. Install mod. Increases body armor and helmet armor. That's the only... Oh, okay. Increases your tech skills. I should probably attach that to something that increases tech skills already. So it's probably this. Increases dialogue and leadership. Ranged weapon. This is tech. I will install this mod. Okay, for our weapons though, hunting rifle, is there anything that I can put on here? Maximum range, no need. Magazine increases the amount of ammunition the weapon's magazine carries. Damage type shock or damage type plasma. We'll just do a magazine. And then for the assault rifle, definitely a magazine upgrade as well. Alright, that's it for now. Going to talk to Parvati and then go back to my room. She's already getting straight to work. Look at her.
Sometimes I wonder about Mr. Hawthorne. What was he like? Why'd he make the computer a talkie? You think he got lonely, flying about on his own?
I think it's time you move along, Parvati. Does that mean like dismissing her? Break time's over. Okay, I definitely don't want to say the wrong thing. So we talked to Gladys when we want to move on. Here is the holographic shroud. The holographic shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel and otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Continue. 16,800 XP. Whew. We'll read these emails next. But this is my bed. And my bin.
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
Used to be more dashing, huh? He has this in his room. I would not have this. This is creepy. But look at this view. Wow. Alrighty, we are definitely over the hour mark. Kind of a longer episode, but this is literally like the perfect way to end an episode. We've completed our first, you know, like segment of the game, you know, of Emerald Vale, and it's just like a taste of things to come. Like, I feel like we just finished the prologue, and it took me 5 episodes, and like that's how much stuff there is to do. And like that honestly, you know, kind of like intimidates me because there's like a lot of content then, but at the same time it like really excites me. Like I can't wait to go out into this world and explore more and talk to, you know, my crew members more, especially Parvati, see if there's like any other like charismatic and interesting crew members out there for me to, you know, recruit and talk to and get to know better, and ultimately, you know, explore this universe, the Outer Worlds. So definitely having a lot of fun. It's great. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next episode of the Outer Worlds. Until then. I wonder if those like troopers are still here writing me up a ticket.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model?